Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So all the returning friends and family, you already know is peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Chris, what's going on, my guy? First things first, you already know. Hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Hopefully everybody is smoothly getting through the work day. Hopefully your kids are smoothly getting through the school day. For those in the city, um, again, be more mindful and aware of what's going on in your child's schools at all times. We'll get into that in a minute. Appreciate everybody that tuned in last night for the conversation. And shout outs to Goddess for popping in on the panel for a little bit. Definitely was a great conversation. If you missed it, you catch the replay. Miss T, what's going on, baby? James, what's going on? Today I'm gonna keep it not so much as simple, but I'm just gonna voice my opinion on a few things. Um, Again, about awareness, protection at all costs, even when it comes down to your kids. Yes, I'm bringing it back again. It is time to start paying attention to what's going on. Now, today, well, shoot, not too long ago, just got a notification on my phone. See, Google News, everything else be just flowing through my phone. Serious, what's going on, baby? Happy Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Keto, what's going on, baby? My guy Harry, what's going on? Now, I just got an alert about, and for those that's in the city, a lot of y'all probably got your kids going to Edward R. Murrow. We know Edward R. Murrow is one of those, how you would say, um, high educational high schools, basically. Almost like a John Dewey. You would say it's almost like a college-based high school, right? For those who send their kids to Murrow, we know mostly Murrow is one of the quietest ones when it comes down to certain things. But apparently, the 15-year-old just got stabbed today in the school. Again, prime example of why you need to really start going into these schools, even on a physical tip, to make sure everything is everything. Riaz, what's going on, my guy? Big Dog Philly, what's going on, my guy? Really is time for, and this is not just in the city, this is everywhere. Y'all have to start paying attention to what's really going on because you got some trouble kids that are coming to school causing trouble. I didn't fully get into the details, but the fact that, again, a 15-year-old is sitting up in a hospital when they should just be coming out of school um, sets a bad precedent. And the reason why I'm a little upset about that is because there's some people who think that kid probably did that to themselves. No. There are some people who are, again, victims of crimes that have nothing to do with whatever's going on with the other person. Or even if there was a slight confrontation, it shouldn't get to a point where you feel you got to stab and take somebody out. Now, I'm going to fully look into that after I'm done with this live. But again, 15-year-old boy supposed to be home by now, probably going to be laying up in the hospital for a couple of days because of an attack. It's crazy. Hammer, what's going on, baby? It really is time for protection and awareness. And I feel like I'm kind of reiterating from last night. It's just on a different scale now. Oh, and for those who was wondering why y'all was hearing helicopters and stuff yesterday, apparently a lady got shot yesterday in my area. Doing what? Going grocery shopping. I'm still trying to get the details on that one. But this is a prime example that things can happen any and everywhere. And we got to start being more prepared. Ryder, what's going on, my guy? Think that's a real sad thing right there. A woman going to do her normal thing and get shot for what? You know, again, there's some people who are not even really having big confrontations, or some people just not in the midst of anything. You just got some real loose cannons out there that they don't care. Sole purpose is to cause some sort of damage and harm. But I've always felt because they are going through damage and harm, they want to enact that on somebody. But again, there's ways to deal with your personal frustrations and your angers. I would hate to have to worry about anything, but we know that's just impossible because you can never tell. Then again, if it's not a real confrontation to where it has to even get on a physical level, why enact on it, or why even just continue to go forward with it? Makes no sense. Meek, what's going on, baby? You know, and it's sad because now look, you know, like prime example with this kid. I'm gonna fully find out what's going on, and who knows? If I don't do something tonight on it, most likely I'll catch y'all in the morning with something. Cause there's been a few things that's been going on. Again, it's either the kids or it's the women getting hurt, and even the men that's getting hurt. A lot of them ain't even doing nothing. That boy shouldn't have to worry about sitting up in no hospital, sitting up in not no emergency room for nothing. And see, this is why there's some people who are fighting for metal detectors and fighting for better ways to try to keep those schools safe. It's needed and necessary because, again, sometimes you have troubled kids that are coming to school to cause trouble. This is where you get prime examples, some bullies. They know they going through troubles at home or in their own vicinity or areas, and they come to school trying to do the same exact thing. They take out their anger and frustration on the next person when, again, it shouldn't even have to go that route. Jess, what's going on, baby? Hope all well with you. You caught a live before, though. I know it's just sometimes the times be, I know. Sometimes some notifications don't go out. You just know some point you know you're getting one from me. So I think that's the worst thing in the world. Again, you are committing crimes. Shoot, you're committing crimes of anger, and at some point you end up setting yourself up for immediate failure. Again, because of moment, you decided not to be clear on what you was going to do and how you was going to do it. You see what happens. Now, hopefully, it's not that serious of injuries with that boy because, again, depending on where you get stabbed and everything else, we know it could be an instant bleed out or anything. And again, nobody should have to worry, especially at that age, sitting in a hospital for a couple days. BMF, what's going on, my guy? I'm sorry, but this is a problem that I see all the time. We have to start doing better and start really being more aware of things. I could commend those who are definitely standing on that forefront as far as trying to battle for a safer school, for a safer school system. See, they'll try to say, oh, the school system failed us. No, we failed the system. And the reason why we failed the system is because we didn't come back to do and bring all the education necessary to those behind us. We've allowed a system to mess up basically not just what we thought we knew, but mess up the potentials of what we could end up finding out at some point. Oh, no doubt. I hear you, BMF. Hopefully everything went smooth. And again, for those who might be on the road, please be safe on the road. I'm sorry, but this is a prime example again of why we need to not just voice our opinion, but really start putting boots on the ground when it's needed. Marley, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just told that the like button. I feel like I'm kind of reiterating on last night's live, minus the other factor of it. This is an important factor too. That's why it always has to be embedded in people's heads that we got to do better. Like I said, no young boy, no young woman, period, should have to worry about being in no damn hospital bed when they was just in school. Now, unless it was a sickness or something like that to where they had to go, that's different. Because can't nobody control sickness or whatever, whatever. But to be stabbed, shot, jumped, anything along those lines, especially if you know you ain't really into nothing, that that's a shared sign that again we got too much crime on the rise, and a lot of it is due to emotion. It ain't tactic, it's emotional. I don't have to physically attack you or verbally attack you to get my point across. Shouldn't have to. Tanya, what's going on, baby? See, I've noticed that there's some people who are they're gonna look above and beyond just emotion and really think reasonably and logically. I've had fallouts with people as far as in life, and we ain't never come to any sort of term of wanting to try to kill each other. Excuse my language. But that's because when you in a tight knit community where mostly everybody is either knowing each other, they might be related, so on and so forth. It's not so much that goes down without everybody knowing something. And I would say for those small communities too, y'all should know what's what. It's time to band up. You know, we see certain things that ain't right, even down to the youth. We need to address that, and we need to focus on how we stop that and clear that up. Appreciate you for dropping all those links, serious baby. Out here working hard for the 99 to 8,000, baby. I mean, because it's true. I mean, it was rare you was going to have a situation where people that come from the same area at some point trying to kill each other. It's not happening. Why? Especially when there's logic involved. 9 out of 10 is either y'all going to scrap it out or y'all going to have y'all talk and have somebody that's going to be a peer mediator that will make sure that it keeps from going to the next level. There's sometimes I have gotten dragged into something without noticing I'm being dragged into it. But then again, if I know I got a clear head to stop anything else from going further, I do so. It's kept me and a lot of my people's here as we speak now, even to this day. There's things I'm just not going to get involved with. Now on no emotional tip anyway. But if it stops something from going to that next level or even the worst level, I'll jump in for that one. See, that's the thing, Jess. I'm not one of them. Oh, I'm gonna address things when they need to be addressed. I might have to burn some people along the way, and not burn them in a bad way, but shouldn't be too much for people to really have respect and come together for a strong, positive conversation. Even if we got different views and opinions on how certain things are going, you don't got to get crazy. You don't have to start attacking each other on no levels. And honestly, some people just ain't built like that. They ain't built like that only because that's not what they came here for. So you can't get mad about that. I come to sit down and have a good conversation. This is just like me being in my area right now talking amongst the clique. Ain't nothing different. We gonna bug out. We gonna have some good time. Shoot, we know some music involved at some point, but we gonna have some good conversations. That's needed. Well, see, this the thing. Everybody is entitled to be themselves over here. I've made that clear on multiple occasions, even to those who are just coming into the fold. I try to keep this as calm and collective as possible because we're grown-ups. We can have an adult conversation without trying to rip each other's necks off. Riders, what's going on, baby? And there's some things that again we're gonna have to talk about, even if we have to butt heads to some degree about how it gets done. But as long as it's getting done, that's the most important thing. We can have our disagreements on how certain things should be ran, how certain things should be done and calculated, but it shouldn't deter us from actually trying to make that goal happen. That's why I'm all for those talks. Because at some point, the right people are going to come together and start building the right type of community. Because it's obvious. We're going to have to start separating from certain areas because it's the repeated pattern. And honestly, in that situation, I feel like it was just written to happen that way. All the main ones. See, I'm going to be honest. I feel like, yeah, we losing good people, but then we still got good people on the earth despite whatever. I believe those good people who are still here will be the benefactor and change when it's all said and done. Word, what's going on, my guy? Like I said, it's a battle. For some, it's a battle over territory, battle over who's who and reputation and all that. For others, it's a battle of survival and trying to move away from the cancers and the plagues that are taking tolls on us now. The right people will start coming together, family wise and everything, because there are going to be people who are just not for what the hell society is bringing us and what it's showing us. And at some point, if the others don't wake up, then that's going to be their downfall and their demise. Got other things to be worried about. Again, no woman going to do shopping should have to worry about getting shot in broad daylight. No boy of age 15 should have to worry about sitting in the hospital from stab wounds because of what happened in school. Realist, what's going on, my guy? I'm sorry. When we get down to it, this is exactly what's needed. An argument amongst each other about petty shit that gets you nowhere. Now, yeah, everybody again is going to have different views and opinions on how certain things should be ran and how things really should be executed and calculated. But again, it shouldn't stop us from really determining and making that decision for a better change. It's crazy because again, you got some people, shoot, even in the chat right now, who really are battling trying to change the school system from within. You know, and it speaks strength and values in them people because again, you need that. We gotta literally focus because again, there's too many different crimes that are being committed, and they being committed to people that again they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm speaking for those people who really ain't into too much of anything and have been a victim some way, somehow. That lady was going to do some shopping. She didn't deserve to get shot. And not in no fucking broad daylight. I'm sorry to say it that way. That boy ain't deserve to get stabbed inside the school. And like I said, I'm going to definitely keep looking into that because it was just like a little brief news flash. And the sad part about it is that they're going to catch the kid that did it. Because like a lot of them, they make fatal mistakes. Or if they don't, they make critical mistakes that end up getting them caught. And if they around the wrong people that do too much talking, Eventually, that word gets out. If not in the street, it gets out, and cops will know exactly when and where to come get you. So I'm saying it's time for y'all to start thinking before you do things. Speaking to some of you youth and you young adults out there, start thinking before you do. Whatever you thought you was taught, you need to unlearn it immediately, expeditiously. I'm sorry, I'm stealing the word today because it's the truth. The critical downfall within the society is because there's no real strong bond between the older and the younger, and some of it is being diminished because of what we see on here constantly, day in and day out. This is again giving the wrong type of ideas and giving the wrong type of motivation to those who are watching. Now it's all cool to be yourself and do whatever, but there is certain things again you are supposed to be mindful of. Because again, you never know who's watching. I ain't perfect, I ain't no saint, but shoot, it's just some things I know I'm not doing on it. It's just some things I'm not going to do around when I'm with people. Period. Especially if I know there could be kids in the vicinity, like I was saying last night. Prime example, when I was saying that situation with the girl getting tased by the cops. Now, yeah, she would have turned around and realized those cops was dead. I don't think she would have got tased. She probably would have calmed down. But because you went back to go attack the security guard because you was angry and frustrated, you got tased in your back and almost could have been leaving this earth. Because if you'd have hit your head the wrong way, that could have been a concussion, coma, or even worse. And depending on your situation, like as far as your health is concerned, if you're a person that already suffered from seizures or stuff like that, and you out here, guess what? That would have been worse for you. It's time to start thinking before you do. It is time to really start having a stronger connection, not just within your family, but within the people around you. It's time to start building back up that strength, that motivation, and that thing that we seem to have lost along the last 20 years or so, in my opinion, humanity. It's just crazy, man, because again, these is crimes right here that at some point they invoke the wrong type of negative energy again. Now we don't know who that boy is linked to, family wise and stuff like that. And once they get word of that, you think they really gonna act accordingly? No, they gonna be on go. And then we got another cycle of violence again happening. There are some of you parents who really have to pay attention to your kids, their aggressions, their fears. Pay attention to them. You essentially just turning your cheek or overlooking everything, you're gonna be your kid's downfall. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. Because I guarantee you 9 out of 10, the kid that did that probably is a troubled kid. Or probably just running with the wrong people. See, and this is why I say you have to be more, courteous to what's going on. Because again, your kids could be with a group of kids that they're out there causing destruction and mayhem because of what's being done to them at home. Or because of their neglect. Because of their hurt and pain. Then we get a cycle again. Some of you for using your life and losing your life. You using your life to try to be with the cliques, try to be down and try to be amongst the cool flock. But some of them people that's in that cool flock that you trying to be down with, it ain't cool to be running around here destroying your communities. It's not good to be running around here trying to jump people, rob people, even in the places that you know you live at. It is time to wake up for it. See, some of you are again being the cause of your own destructions because look at the actions that you take. Now, again, there's some people that we know have come from the hardest of hardships, but we've seen some success stories where I came from the bottom, literally having nothing, and I worked my way through everything through strength and just instilling faith in me that I can do it. I did it without having to harm my people, kill my people, or do anything. I'm gonna be honest with you, Willis, on that point right there. That's because, again, when it's being overlooked, you can't check nothing. If you're not paying attention to your child's frustration, so on and so forth, like even the simplest thing, like not hearing them out or listening to them when they are going through their little frustrated times, you'll overlook all of that. So now that's still going to be an aggression with some of them. That's why they're going to lack them characters and morals. Well, fuck it. If my parents don't even care, why should I care? Again, it starts from within the house, but it also starts within the community around you. We got to start building back up those borders that kept us strong and that gave us opportunity the way we had opportunity to live now. This is why I said there's going to be some people who are going to be for that, and you're going to have those who are against it. And the ones that are against it, they still stuck in the slumber that they might not wake up out of because they probably done fell too deep in already. There's a lot of things that cause and affect things to transpire the way they do. Some of those causes didn't even have to be caused at all. Again, I feel once we start really tuning in to what we need to tune into, we can make those changes. And then them youth and everybody else behind us can see that, okay, we do got the right mind frame. So we was looking at the wrong people the whole time. See, this is mostly what it is. They are looking up to see who's actually on the up and up. There are some who probably already are thinking they want to join some sort of change with the people that are actually trying to make change and make it better for people. But then when they come across some of these people and they see they all for the negative and the destruction and the back and forth nonsense, they lose respect. And see, look, it really is look truth. Some of them do need ass whoopings, but then again, guess what? That system then told them basically you can't discipline your children. That's what they trying to tell you. You can't discipline your children even when your children is in the wrong. Yeah, I felt like I was in the South for a minute. They telling you that though. That's basically what they telling you. The minute they feel you even did anything discipline wise, yeah, they gonna want to put a case on you or even take your kids from you. So again, even on that notion, that's why I said that people need to start fighting back. Because back in the day, they wasn't hearing that shit. See, this is my thing too. You can't sit here and tell the right parents how to raise their kid or even how to discipline them kids. Now, if they are on an up and up as a strong family unit, they're going to discipline them kids the way they see fit. And this is my thing. You can't go at a family that's actually going by morals and codes when you got some families that, again, they ain't going by morals and codes, and their kids, their guardians, and everybody else is getting hurt. Well, did we not just have this conversation a while back about the daycare center and the drugs that was being produced in that daycare center? Why there's kids in it? Shit like that is why we need to be more on point. James Money, what's going on, my guy? This is what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. You basically telling them, yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. But let's not forget about those quote unquote families that really did suffering and cause neglect to those kids. There are a lot of stories. Remember, we done got a lot of them stories where these kids are being taken out before their time because of abuse, whether it's from a step parent, family member, or even the mothers themselves. How many little boys and girls done lost their lives because they was really going through the suffering and the pain at home, and nobody gave two shits. Nobody thought to intervene. Nobody thought to even try to really check and see who your neighbors really are. Some of your neighbors could be the most destructive people, and you need to get rid of them out of a community because guess what? Any type of crime they're doing, especially to their own, they ain't gonna give a damn about yours. Gotta get them up out of here. We had a system where even if we didn't fully know everything, the people around us knew everything. So they was keeping us on point. They was keeping us on our toes because we needed that. We don't have that no more. Now it don't matter. It ain't happened to my family. It ain't happened to this one. So who cares? Why are we still with this who cares shit? We need to start caring. Because again, there are people who are suffering and going through these type of strives they should never have to go through. No child should ever have to question if them being on this earth was a mistake or a blessing. The same way with anybody. There should be no crimes, even against people with mental health, physical disability, mental disability, whether they high functioning or they're on the lowest spectrum. They shouldn't have to be worried about crimes. They shouldn't have to worry about none of that stuff. But again, it happens. And because everybody overlooks or doesn't care, this is what we get. This is what I'm saying. This is why we having a lot of senseless crimes and a lot of crimes of just stupidity. Because ain't nobody stepping in when they supposed to step in. It seems like everybody is scared to open their mouth and say anything or do anything. I would say, listen, if you ain't in no street politics and you ain't going by that code that they go by, then you shouldn't have to worry about stepping in as an active citizen to do something which you know is right. Like again last night, he was talking about how that lady was being observant and stopped the guy from kidnapping 3 girls. We ain't forget about that. Again, start being more observant and active. Even while you in groups. You think a group of men that I know would be sitting here and at the same token just allowing something to happen? No. Even the smallest fights. Nah, we breaking that up because now you destructing our little piece and stuff like that. Yo, what's going on? There are a lot of you that are following these damn rules and regulations and these things put in the protocol because you're just too scared to say, nah, this ain't it. I'll pull a lot of y'all who are doing homeschooling, and I feel for those, that is the safest bet. Depending on what your child is going through, what your child, because again, who wants to be in a society or be around a bunch of people that not just gonna make fun of you and even do anything, but possibly cause you to even cause damage to yourself and others around you. It's time to build a strong mentality and a strong spirit about yourself, and that is the truth right there. Be safe on that road, serious baby. And that's for anybody that's on the road right now. Just make sure you're keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself on point. Drop the link in there in case anybody do want to chime in. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, that just don't sit right for most people. This is what I'm saying. Like we gotta start really building together. The ones who know what's what, they need to come together, and they will come together. There's some who know what the situation is, but again, they kind of stuck in that quote unquote middle ground. They want to say something and be a part of something, but then again, they ain't trying to lose whatever. But sometimes you're going to have to make certain sacrifices and certain compromises, especially if you do want something better. Let's not forget that. Didi, what's going on, you shadow baby? See, this the thing. We got to start back coming strong, coming back for what's needed. And again, I'm a little bit disappointed in this situation because we keep hearing situations like that. If it ain't a school shooting, we hearing about stabbings, jumpings, sexual attacks, so on and so forth. We should be getting tired of that on all levels. Even in our communities, we should be getting tired of hearing and witnessing stuff like that. But there are some communities that still go by the old traditions. Shoot, people in my area, we definitely ain't playing that. We think or know that you done been a part of something that you shouldn't have been a part of, and you done been around, nah, you can't be trusted, and we definitely won't be keeping eyes on it. And if we feel we got to do something, we're going to do something. We need to start bringing that back by any means necessary. We have to start bringing that strength back. Because there's a lot of you men and women out there that you know for a fact, you stand on principles and you stand on what you're supposed to stand on. And that's the most critical thing you can do. There's some that, again, they just following the bandwagon. Whatever seems like it's cool and whatever seems like it's going to be for them and they could be a part of that, hey, they don't want to be a part of that. But those people we can't worry about no more. You want to be a part of all the instigations and all the stupidity and all the dragging above and beyond. Nah, you stay over there where you at. You keep that attitude and that notion over there. The right people are going to come over here or just come anywhere for that matter, and they're going to do what's right and necessary. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, realist. Hey, but this is what I'm saying. Parents not paying attention to what's going on. But then again, you want to have some people who they not being raised by their parents. They being raised by relatives or they being raised by complete strangers, especially if some of these people have went through group homes. So this is why we're always going to have, in my opinion, these type of situations. Some of these people are enacting their pain. Most of these children who probably been through group homes and adoption agencies from the time they was younger to now, they are feeling that pain because they don't know who the fuck their parents are. They don't know why they even here. They are questioning a little bit of everything. I believe in that part right there. Jewel, what's going on, baby? Start paying attention to what's going on. And if you can't be responsible, I don't think you should be bringing no kids into the world. And this is a general service announcement to anybody who needs to hear it. Again, be smart and wise in what you doing. You know for a fact you ain't trying to be any type of responsible for anything or anyone. And I don't think you should be bringing kids in the world and letting them get fed to the wolves, basically. That is a problem and a half right there. This is why we keep getting these type of crimes, these type of situations, because we ain't coming together for real to sit down and talk and figure out basis on how to just put a stop to some of this stuff. And to be honest, parents and children are supposed to be learning from each other regardless. Because there's some things that have changed over the course of history. And even as it's changed, what one might know, the other might not know, and vice versa. This is why I said the ladder and the information is supposed to go up and down and never get stuck in the middle. I don't blame you, Marlon. You see, that was in most cases, some people make the smart decision. I ain't ready for kids yet. I want to continue to do what I've been doing, or you know, I'm not ready to settle down and sit down no time soon. So that's respectable right there. And that's actually keeping yourself at safety to a degree too. But when you are ready to bring them into the world, better make sure it's with the right person. Number one, y'all both are down for the complete long haul, basically. And even if things can't go right, y'all should be able to have a common ground to say, all right, or even if things don't go right between us, we still got to be on a battlefront and be strong parents for these kids, regardless. And for some people, they are scared to have kids because look at what the fuck is going on right now in these communities as we speak now. Attacks happening here and there. Nobody's caring. Nobody's even trying to bat an eye at it. Some people are not putting their own, voices and opinions on it. And this is a problem that we have. Like I said, we quick to come together and band together when it's destroying each other or doing whatever, but we can't get together and really start bringing back a fight to a community that we need to keep fighting for. Most of us are not trying to go through the hassle of feeling unaware and unsafe. But we need to start pushing out a lot of these negatives that are driving our communities to the ground. And if not, we need to start picking up with the right people and just moving for the safety of the future behind us. Because again, I feel the people who are still left behind, most of them are still good people, regardless to what. I don't believe that all the good people are just going to leave this earth right away. And the people who are here, again, they might be the cause of the right type of changes to bring back to the world and bestow upon us. We done lost a lot because we ain't doing a lot. It's real raps. But I'll be honest with you. In the same token, it is time to start being more aware and more critical, whether you want to or not. Because again, even if you do decide to bring kids into a world, you got to be prepared, strong on all levels, because you know what the hell is going to happen. You know what you're going to end up dealing with. But you want to definitely make sure you're trying to raise them the right way. Might not be easy, but shouldn't be that hard neither. Because in the long run, you got to ask what's more important. If I got kids here, you think my kids' safety and their education ain't the most important thing? Shit, that's top priority before anything. And also teaching them how to defend themselves when they need to defend themselves. Not go out there and try to bully, and definitely not go out there and try to cause destruction and mayhem. See, these are things you have to teach. And it's not just at home again, it's about your community. They have to be more visually aware and mentally aware of what to be in and what not to be in. Ruthie, what's going on, baby? Hope all well with you, baby. Kev, what's going on, my guy? See y'all up in here. But again, think what's more important. You want not just your kids. If you got youngins, you got young brothers, sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews. You don't want them to go through majority of the shit that these people are going through right now. You want to try to show them better. You want to try to get into them that look, no matter what you might see, this is not exactly what's all going on. You can be a part of that change and that filter. Shit. Man. But when you are not, again, being taught anything, and you just being fed to the wolves. This was what happened right now. This is what's happening right now. But again, we have to get more on board and more strengthened up. Numbers again ain't supposed to work against us. It's supposed to work with us. This is why again these messages are going to be bought. Again, this is a different type of podcast, regardless of how anybody might feel. I'm here all for the strong talks, the building, and some sort of positive change for those futures. Future generations shouldn't have to worry about some of the shit that we are seeing right now. Again, it's time to start being more wise and more aware. I don't think I can make that any more clear. So I'm gonna clear the air as always. This is a spot where you can come, have some good grown talks, conversation. Vibes as always as is. You're free to be yourself. As long as there's a respect, I'm all for it. And that's how you really start building with the right type of people. That is a blueprint for some that need it. Again, try to make your area as positive as possible. Or at least just be in control of whatever you can't see happening. Just be prepared. I knew when it came to me bringing these type of talks and topics and just me being on my P's and Q's, I knew what to expect with this shit. Like I said, before content, I was definitely the original ghost watcher on everything. Don't think I don't do my observations on things. And even if things have to be done, it's done not out of emotion again. It's done out of critical judgment. Process of elimination as always. A lot of y'all are going to have to eliminate certain cancers. Like I was saying yesterday, for some of y'all, especially you content creators, start watching your chats. Because there are some people that, again, come in being rude, disrespectful, barely greeting and speaking to not just the chat, but the host themselves. That right there will cause a lot of friction. That will also cause a lot of people to either stop coming in or they'll be ghost watching. It's QT. What's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is something that I wasn't going to get past because, again, it's time to start thinking. It's time to really start doing. I don't feel it's fair, again, that a woman going to do her normal shopping has to be sitting up in the hospital. Just like I don't believe it's right for a 15-year-old boy that's supposed to be in school getting stabbed in school. Protection at all costs. It's crazy out here, bro. You gotta be mindful. Talking to the people. Just got a notification an hour ago. Some 15-year-old boy just got stabbed in Murrow. And you know Murrow's quiet, nigga. Like that nigga, like what the fuck is going on? Like people gotta start being more aware what the hell going on in the kids' schools. Even if you gotta pop up on, yo, let me make sure something not right today. Yo, if anything hit me, bro, I'm off. I appreciate you. You already, son. If anything hit me, bro, I'm off tonight. You already. My bad, y'all talking to the neighbor, but you know that's what I'm saying. Like he even got kids in school still. He even just looked at me like, "What the fuck, for real?" Again, that high school is a high academic high school. Yeah, it had these little scuffles and scraps and stuff like that, but you rarely hear anything about stabbings or shootings in the school. No doubt, I hear you. I hear you, Ms. QT. Again, some of y'all know y'all got kids that are still young. Make sure they good. They shouldn't have to look. They go through enough as it is within society. But for them to have to worry about majority of that shit happening in school, like how it's happening out in the streets, it should get tiresome. And if you can't get it together within that district, Find another district for your child that you know your child is going to benefit from and grow from. There's some people who are putting their kids in private charter schools. Some are really homeschooling them because they don't trust what's going on in the public school system. And the right people need to come together and start trying to, again, change the public school system. There are some, again, who are already doing so. Everything, even down to metal detectors and extra observation, security-wise and all of that. Because, again, who should have to worry about these type of situations happening? Again, it's time to start bringing back everything that's needed. Start bringing back real therapy. Bring that back. But some of these kids actually need therapy. It wouldn't be New York City without one of them going down. And it's the truth, though. They need psychiatric help, psychiatric evaluation, because some of them are definitely going through a psych phase. And that psych phase ain't good because you got some of them coming to school bringing stuff. There are some situations where kids are being bullied, they get picked on every day to a point where some of them are coming to school and reenacting what the hell they feel. And again, we know sometimes shit can be tough, but it should never get to that point where you have to worry about everybody else not making it home. Nah, it's a whole fact, Miss T. You know what it is with some of them? Because they thought that they was going to be able to do that. And I honestly get away on some scot-free shit. But they see that is not always the case. You're going to do something that you know for a fact you already had in your mind to do. So that's already right there. You was already, conspiring to do something already. You already had it planned to do.
Yeah, you got the regular thing?
Yeah, light skin ass. See? What I'm talking about? See? I don't smell a pork shoulder in the bag or nothing. My bad, y'all. Oh, I'm about to give 2 minutes of a cut down right now. Another one. I don't smell nobody. You know nothing?
No, I'm sorry.
I don't smell nothing. we gonna have some words, my friend. I might have to kick your dog. And that's the crazy part. Miss T, look, there's some of that shit happening now. Not just in the elementary schools, but in the high schools. There's shit that we know for a fact shouldn't be around the kids because they're gonna indulge, and they definitely gonna end up being a part of something and getting stuck into something that they can't get out of. They're gonna get this notion that this is how we supposed to be right now, making adult decisions and doing things. And honestly, you got some irresponsible parents. There's been situations where there are kids that we know for a fact ain't doing nothing. They parents done sat there and trying to hide certain things. Hide them in your kids' school bags, hiding in their clothes and stuff like that. Ain't no kid should have to worry about almost being arrested because they got something in their possession that they ain't even know was there. Like, come on now. We got to get back to that. Start really caring more. Nah, that's a whole fact too, real. It's like that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that are being, and guess what? I understand it's just been a thing. It's almost always happened, especially in them real tough, gritty areas where there's always drugs and street politics happening within the school system. But there were people that actually fought to get that shit up out of there because, again, no kids should have to feel like they coming to school and they still in the streets. They got to worry about your neighbor hustler and everybody else in the fucking locker rooms. And, like, this shit ain't the Carter. This is not New Jack City. Some of y'all are still thinking that. Yeah, that's the best way to keep making money, even in the schools, because these kids going to want to, we shouldn't even be enticing them with anything. They should be able to make their own decisions on what the hell they going to do at some point. And it shouldn't be forced on them. And again, they shouldn't be even making adult decisions until they're an adult. Oh, hold on, I got you. James, if you're still in the building, can you do me a favor and put that cash app in the chat? I really don't feel like going through this right now. Scalp hurt. You know, but this is a prime example again. You know, a real problem. You know, this. You know, we gotta come back to that conclusion of combating all these things again, because half of these schools you go into right now, it look like you in the streets. You got the kids that's supposed to be in class, they outside, they hanging, they out there, they ain't even in the school sometimes. They outside the school. They out there trapping and doing whatever. A common problem. A prime example again of why we have to start doing more and start being more visual. Oh, appreciate you, serious. If you think it's cool to have to worry about if your kid's going to make it home from school, if you think it's cool to have to worry about your kids being trapped or even forced into something they can't get out of, you ain't going to do nothing about it. What does that say about your parenting? Again, parents learn your kids just like the kids learn their parents. But guess what? They do share information up and down that ladder, whether you believe it or not. I'm sorry. That should never happen. Kids should not have to worry about getting stabbed or shot in school, even when they ain't doing nothing. They ain't a part of nothing. They shouldn't have to worry about a parent overdoses. They shouldn't have to worry about getting caught in stuff that they shouldn't have in the first place. They shouldn't have to do that. No doubt, serious baby.
Yo, do you gotta go down there with these niggas owe you your unemployment for the last 3 months or what?
I think so. Somebody just told me earlier they was going there and they to do that. I don't know, because that one person told me that it was because they said something about an appointment they missed. But if they had documentation on why they missed that, I don't know. My scalp hurt with these people. Yeah, you might have to, bro, because there's a lot of people who have to go down there. They trying to act funny on this internet. So my fault, y'all. Another person I just went through today that having issues with their unemployment. Crazy. And see that even down to that, sometimes you're gonna have to get up and go on the battlefield. Everything that you could think of, come on now. Even down to that. Because we know there's some families who might be struggling because they might have lost jobs. They trying to do what they do even with unemployment. And some of this shit is even a problem because you're not getting in contact with somebody on the phone the way you're supposed to, or you're not able to do and calculate everything on the internet. So those days you're gonna have to go into an office and you're gonna have to voice your opinion. Appreciate you, Neat. But this ain't nothing different for me. You've been in here more than a few times. Trust me, you know how I give it up. Never mind when I gotta burn somebody and do all that other shit just to get them the fuck about my way. But I'm mostly gonna speak what I speak because it is time for change. Even the smallest change could create something magical. And again, it ain't just about the adults. It's supposed to be about the generations behind us. Again, what essentially are we leaving? While we here, we should be trying to focus on what we need to focus on. And the back and forth, negative, worrying about who fighting who said what about who, and all that little childish shit need to stop. As adults, we need to start really seeing what the fuck it is, man. And you can't tell me that you can say you stand on integrity and morals when we seeing certain things happening to these youth now. There ain't nobody pressing the issue. And again, some of y'all are only coming together because you quick to come together against your own. You ain't trying to come together with something better. It's like that situation they was talking about with the NBA player again. Now, we don't know what's all what. We just know is allegations to that. Now, if there's actual truth to that, I would like to see how many people are actually going to voice their view and opinion on this. And see, right now, I'm speaking to my melanated folks. Some of y'all have gotten high-end ranks as far as being newscasters, reporters, journalists, all this other shit. And you never really talk. There's some of you, not all of you. There's some of you that you never talk about anything else, but you'll talk about our downfalls and our whatever's in society. Just us alone. And you won't call it down the middle the way you're supposed to. There are some who are going to call it down the middle because it doesn't matter. Crime is crime. And when it's those type of crimes that are critical and can be critical to not just one, but a whole community, yeah, they go to stand on that. See, I'm always call shit down the middle. I'm always going to just speak what I feel like speaking because it's coming from the heart. For those who are following me on Twitch, y'all already know definitely today I'm going to bring something for the nice little evening. We're going to have some feel-good vibes. For those who wasn't there last night, apologies. Yeah. The app was updated as I was in the middle of those streams. So that's why we lost sound. But we should be all right tonight. I don't know how many updates that sucker need, but we're going to keep going through it because, again, we want good vibes. That's what we're going to keep. Anywhere I go is going to be a good vibe. And if I feel like I got to eliminate something, I will. The best way I know how. I'm not standing down on nothing. See, there are people that will say they for it and actually stand down. We done did enough standing down. It's time to stand up for real. It really is time to be more visual and more critical, especially on this. This ain't a preaching moment. This is a teaching moment. Problem with some of the people in society is that you'll say you stand on certain things, but then you really don't. And it goes to show how. Because if you overlook the main cancers that are poisoning us and killing us, then what are you essentially saying for those who are following us? Sharonda, baby. Oh no, I already know that part serious. That's what I try to keep the fun going. I was just mad I had to restart the stream, but third time was a charm though. Now I'm starting to see that if it is updated, it'll do that. But we ain't gonna have to worry about that tonight, hopefully. We're gonna continue to keep those vibes going. See over here, I stand on what I stand on. Even when we get situations with trolls and immature people, I just know how to handle them because I know how to handle those type of people outside. You look like you did something innocent and guilty at the same time. Oh, but you know, it's the truth though. You know, we gotta come to some sort of conclusion. Over here, this is what we're gonna do. You don't have to be part of it. Hey, I never asked. The only thing I did was just come to bring a message. And people that have been here and still been here strong and firm, again, y'all made it necessary. And you also gave it clarity that, again, all the right people will come together one way or another. And that's what I'm for. Don't encourage the madness, Didi. You know I had to fuck with my neighbors. See, again, it's about being yourself. And what some people can't do, I can. I know how to be myself all day, every day, on and off. My life ain't different. Not when I'm observing and seeing things on a regular that I speak about. Until we do come to some sort of conclusion and change, I'm going to be that voice of reason, whether this avatar is up or not. Sharonda, don't encourage the madness, baby. No better, baby. See, like even last night's conversation. Again, shout out to the birthday girl for popping in on the conversations. These are conversations that you're not just going to hear from the men, you're going to hear from the women as well, too. At least those who actually care about what's going on. And some of you who are so stuck in vain and worried about vanity, you ain't worried about the madness and insanity that's ensuing and that's plaguing our community. And we wasting out on precious time and opportunity. And again, for some who feel like they don't have options, you just ain't open your brain yet. So let's get it popping. Sorry, it's just it's time for us to really come together and start loving one another and start believing in one another, uplifting in the best possible way. Yeah, some days I might sound like I'm being negative. I'm honestly not. There are people that be laughing at some of my sarcasm because it do kind of inspire them, like this motherfucker. But this is just me, all in all. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna be in your face about certain things because you know what's wrong is wrong. See, again, I'm not for any type of division at all. And there are some topics that might cause some slight division because, again, everybody's going to have their different views and opinions. And again, I'm all for it. But I'm more for the respect and the common grounds that should be respected. Again, I wouldn't go in nobody else's house disrespecting and not paying no homage to the host and everybody else. So I don't expect that shit happening here. You know, and this is what I'm saying. Even without the weapons, Harry, we are causing destruction, period, and in a massive way. We ain't teaching and educating the best way. I'm telling you, we got to start moving just like how the senseis will move, man. Once we then gain whatever knowledge we need to gain, we have to drop that down the ladder and make sure they are understanding it, receiving it, then we can move better. Our weapons of mass destruction ain't always weapons. It's what we say and do. It's our actions that cause those damn destructions. Start fighting on a higher level when you need to. Yeah, we got youngins that are losing their life well before time. They're not even reaching into their primes of life. They're not even making it past these stages because look at some of the things that we still encounter. All weapons of mass destruction is the self-hate and a lack of dignity. All mass destruction is the loss of humanity. That spirit of actually trying to help somebody, even when they are down and out. The ones that definitely need it and will accept it, we don't do it. Before I do get up out of here, I just want to leave something that really should resonate. And I don't care how tough you claim to be. I don't care about none of that ignorant shit you thinking or thinking about doing. This should really resonate with you. At some point, if you don't already have kids, you will have kids. And you going to essentially throw them out to the lions and the wolves, or you going to teach them how to fight against them lions and wolves? That's something that should be asked. Time to reshaping up what we need to shaping up. We don't do it. Shoot, they ain't gonna be able to do it. And again, we won't see no type of clarity or success going the way it should go. And again, for those who ain't follow me on Twitch, please make sure you do so. But definitely bring some good vibes, some good nature. But if I do have an issue with the Twitch, which hopefully I don't, but if I do, I should be on one of the backup pages. Know me. Gonna keep those vibes going the way I'm supposed to keep it going. And this is a blueprint to show people that regardless to what, you can still bring something together and have a safe spot for everybody to just really resonate. And shoot, we can demonstrate what's needed. The numbers, again, ain't supposed to work against us. They're supposed to work with us. So let's put that together. On that note, I appreciate everybody that tuned in, and I appreciate and really show love and gratitude to everybody that's been part of this build, everybody that's part of this eulogy family. All the shadow mafia and the shadow babies, y'all already know what it is. But at some point, y'all know y'all gonna have to come out into the chat. Some of y'all been missing out on a few things, but it's time for y'all to come back. At least for a little bit, I'm gonna treat y'all like a biker gang. I'm gonna treat y'all like the nomads. Yeah, y'all come when y'all need to come, but just make sure you understand what's clear. You know, without every last one of y'all, we would not be here. That's the truth. We're gonna keep building. And I will be back on the Twitch around 6. I could be bringing another little discussion tonight. Drop the panel. You already know what it is. But again, for those in the city, start being more aware. Definitely start checking up on your kids' schools and everything else. Because regardless to what, you don't want to have a situation where your child is in the hospital. And not for anything that could have been avoided. Just think about that. What's going on? Chilling? Because again, if you feel that it's comfortable to not care about your kid at all, you are sadly mistaken in dropping the ball. James number 8, you always late for church, man. So I'll be talking about with your ass, man. And again, I appreciate you, Sirius, for dropping all those links, baby. Working harder than the dope dealers on the corner, baby. Pushing out them content packs. That's what we do over here. Yeah, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler the right way. Bringing that good old awareness and content every day. That's how we got to give it up over here. You know, and again, the people that are coming to build, this is a message for you too. Come be a part of something that's grand. Come be a part of something that's golden. And just have the respect. That's all we need right now. We get more respect, more boundaries on certain things. We can actually start changing everything, even things on here. Some of these communities ain't fucked up. They just got the fucked up people in it. And we got to get rid of them. Just like what we have to do when we off these apps. Get rid of all the poisons and the cancers that keep causing the destruction. That's all we can do. And on that note, like I said, I'll definitely see y'all at 6 on the Twitch. And who knows, might bring another open discussion. You understand me? And dig me? Let me get up out of here. About time for me to stuff my face. And 6 o'clock again, I see y'all up in the place. Always a blessing to come bring something to the people, and that's what we're going to continue to keep doing. You know, whether the haters and the oppositions like it or not. Y'all enjoy y'all Taco Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. And I'll definitely see y'all at 6. Y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm going to do is give you real topics and real bills. Like I said, I definitely see y'all at 6. And I could do a little discussion tonight. It'd be kind of early. Gotta finish, toppling this this topic too. And the more that we do gain strength and gain more composure and more footing, we can start making them strong changes that are needed, period. Let's not forget that. But let me get up out of here. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.